Welcome back to Power Query series. In the previous video, you have understood how to launch the Power Query editor from Excel and what is the reason we have selected a table and why not a worksheet. Now, let me take this data, the revenue table data inside the Power Query editor. For that, I need to press OK. This will load the Excel data into Power Query editor, and then there is a query now. The query name is revenue and it is a table. And now we need to understand various aspects in Power Query editor in terms of the data and in terms of the M query and in terms of the graphical user interface. You can see the data the way we have seen in the Excel. Same way, registration number, customer, date of joining. And if you look at the data type, the data type is mentioned left side of the column header like ABC. Registration number is a text. So the data type is ABC. Same way, customer is a text data type. Date of joining is a date picker. So it is a date. Next is student name. In Excel, you have seen this as a text, but it was not really text. It was a number data type. So that is the reason student name has got 1, 2, 3. It's a number data type. Department is fine, ABC, a text. But if you look at city, there is a kind of error indicator. There is a red sign and it is not properly been, it's like a perforated line. And the data type is also ABC 1, 2, 3. Power Query editor is not able to understand whether to consider this as a number or text. The reason is this contains certain errors. So if you remember, in the Excel also I was showing you certain errors. So next is application has got certain null values and duration is again ABC, 1 to 3 because it's a text, number data type. And then sales rep again has got certain errors. That is why Power Query editor is not able to understand whether to consider this as a number or a text. There is another way to understand the quality of the column. Currently the data is only 500 rows in this Excel file where from we took the data. And in case of errors, anyway, Power Query editor is showing an error, but in case of blanks, it may not show the way you want it to see. Current data containing the blanks on the top of the data. That is why you are able to see. Suppose you are dealing with a larger data where 1 million rows are there and the blanks are coming in between, you will not be able to see that. So we need to see as a single placeholder where how many rows are qualified rows and how many are errors, etc. For that we need to choose a tab, that is view. In the view tab you can see there are certain options are available where you can select the column quality, column profile and the column distribution. Now let me select the column quality. If I select the column quality, you can see on top of each column data, you have 3 items: valid, error, empty. Valid with green, error with red and empty with gray color. So for example, registration number, customer and date of joining, you can see the valid rows are 100%. That means these columns are accurate. Even the student name. Even though student name has got a data type problem, but the data is accurate. So there are no errors or empties. But in case of department, you can see, city, you can see the errors are less than 1%. That is the reason Power BI is not able to quantify how many valid rows percentage. And of course, the data type is problem. In case of application, there are less than 1% empty. That is why 99% valid rows. In the same way, you can read each column and understand what you need to do with that column, and accordingly you can manage your manipulation process so that the columns are cleaned up quickly and that particular step will be notified, rather recorded in Power Query editor. Let me show you how to do that. In the previous video I mentioned that whatever action you do in Power Query editor is permanent. That means if you are adding any additional data to your existing Excel data with all those anomalies and unwanted columns, errors, blanks, etc., Power Query Editor will be going to take care of that data automatically. To explain that, we need to do certain one step. For example, if I look at the registration number, this column is not really required for me in this file to do the analysis, because this column is just some redundant information which is maintained by the owner of this file, which I don't want here. So I need to give an instruction to Power Query Editor that next time when you load this data, please don't consider registration number. Same way, I need to make changes of these all errors. Otherwise, these files will result as an error in the connection. Let me first select the column, that is registration number, and right click on it and say remove. This will actually make the column disappear. Remove is not equal to delete. We are not doing any deletion in the Excel file. We are just telling to Power Query Editor that please don't consider this particular column going forward. And if you look at the right hand side, you can see applied steps, or rather query settings pane in that applied steps. If you are not seeing them now, you need to go to View tab. In the View tab, you need to activate query settings. Also, please activate the formula bar. If the formula bar is already been checked, it's fine. Otherwise, you need to check the formula bar and you need to check the query settings. So if you look at, there is one step is added, removed columns, after the step called changed type. And we need to understand how this step is recorded in Power Query Editor. So whatever the steps are recorded in Power Query Editor are called mlanguage, and that script will be available on the formula bar. In the formula bar, the code is written as table.remove columns. Please remove this particular column from the table after the changed type step, because change type is a predecessor for removed columns. So after the change step only this step is occurring, and the column name is registration number. For example, if I want to add more column names, I can just put a comma, start adding the columns so that those columns will be disappeared. So that way you can store the steps what you have done. So going forward, Power Query Editor will follow those steps and you need not be doing anything, but Power Query Editor is understanding what you're supposed to do. Before loading this data into Excel and hit back to Excel, we need to clean up remaining anomalies like errors and blanks in this data. For that, I need to either select the column city, because I need to deal with city, and right click on it, or I can go to that transform tab. There I can say an option, I can see one option, replace values. If I expand that, I'll get two options, replace values and errors. And now it is a business requirement. What I want to replace with errors. So these errors are actually coming on a specific value only, or based on certain other criteria. So that I need to take a decision. But in my case, I would like to just replace error with New Delhi city name. So right click and then replace errors. I've seen many times people actually get confused with remove. No, it has to be replace errors, and click on that. Now in this window, you need to replace the error with New Delhi and press OK. You can see all the values are now replaced with New Delhi, all the errors. Currently the data is clean, but the data type is not changed. So let me just click on that ABC123 so that I'll get the list of all the data types, or I can right click on the city column, column heading. I need to go to the change type and I'll get all the data types. The best and easy is just go to that ABC123. If you click on that, you will see the data types. Currently this has to be text. I'm fine with it. The next one is I need to replace the blanks. So right click and then select replace values. Same option is available in the transform tab as well. Replace the nulls, because the empty will be recalled as null in Power BI, Power Query Editor. So that select null and replace with Excel. Again, it is a business decision what you want to replace with, whether only one value or different values, with a proper decision making, if condition, etc. Currently I'm good with it. Anyway, in going forward, in few videos we are discussing much more detailed way of replacing values. Let me press OK. Now same way I need to replace the sales rep value. Right click, replace errors, then this will be with Amar and press OK. And then I need to change the data type to text. So that way I have cleaned up. Now I need to load this data to Excel. I have launched this Power Query Editor from Excel. So I need to load this data to Excel. To load the data to Excel, I need to select Home tab. There I have two options, close and load and close and load to. Let me select close and load to, which will give me more options. So this will take me to Excel. And then there are few options like table, pivot chart, only create connection and add this data to the data model. I'm not going to select table because this data is already existing in a different file. Why should I create another file? So I'm not selecting a table. Same way I'm not selecting pivot table or pivot chart because I'm going to create them later. But I want to use this as a connection so that this file is connected to the real file where the data is sitting through the Power Query Editor, so that I can take the data from that file and start using. And I'm just adding this data to the data model. This is for the purpose of Power Pivot. I've created another series of videos where I've discussed about Power Pivot. There you can watch it. These videos are specifically talking about Power Query Editor. So let me come back and press OK. So I have selected only create connection and selected add this data to the data model. So only two options I have selected and I just pressed OK. You can see the data is loaded now. No table is getting created. This file is empty. There are 520 rows loaded and just there is a connection. Suppose I need to go back to Power Query Editor. I need to just go to the data tab and open the queries and connections. Double click on it. You will be launched back to Power Query Editor. Otherwise you can close it and start using this file. To see how this works, let me open the other file where the real data is existing. For that, let me open the file. So currently 520 records are loaded. So apart from the heading, there are 520 rows. You can see in the status bar, 520 rows. Now let me add some additional data. Let me add some blank into this, rather in the application column, because in the application column we have blanks. So I name this as because I don't need to enter the registration number, but still I will enter some number. Anyway, this will not come to your data. And then let me add Perepa Edu, and then let me add some information like this. Only thing I don't want the application as a text, but it has to be blank. Whether the same thing is happening or not, because we have replaced blank with Excel. So let me save this file. Only one record I have added. Let me close this file. Now if I just refresh on this icon, the data is getting refreshed. Now you can see there are 521 rows. You need not go back to Power Query Editor to see the change. We can see here itself. For that, I'll just create a small pivot table. I'll press Alt and V. Automatically it is taking to use this workbook model, and it is opening the pivot table in existing worksheet. If you use the conventional pivot table, it will add a new sheet, but here it is happening in the current worksheet. Let me select a proper place, press OK. So now if I expand it, and then if I take customer, there are so many customers. Let me select the customer name as Perepa Edu, and then you can see that name is appear now. This was not there earlier. Now if I add the duration, it's 30, and what else I have added, maybe the application. If I see, the application is automatically replaced with Excel. We didn't add any specific application there. We have actually kept blank. So that way Power Query Editor is taking care of things automatically.